Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We have two teams in today's game with plenty of confidence as they're riding big-time winning streaks. It's the Jaguars going up against the Cowboys. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Gott and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 12 matchup.
Larry, we find ourselves right in the center of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in Arlington and AT&T Stadium. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Dallas Cowboys. One man in the backfield, Elliott. He'll get it running right. And this first play will get him back to the 25, but that's going to be it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. This offensive unit today, they're going to need Dez.
A full combo plate. Size, speed, toughness, not to mention incredible aggressiveness going and getting the football.
Second down, Prescott. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. And time to take a look at the Jaguar defense.
Kenny Vaccaro is an excellent player. Can cover in the slot, but his best attributes, tackling people and rushing the quarterback.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Time running out here on the play clock. Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. For Prescott. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They come out here in the eye. Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
To throw is Bortles. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let them know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play. I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a game.
Second down following the run. Prescott now on second down. Wide open receiver complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. A first down carry by Elliott. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Step. Yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38! Ohio! 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 Wide, get wide! Flex round! Flex round!
The play clock's running down.
Come on, let's go! What? 90!
And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they'll put Bryant in motion now. Again, it's Elliott. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
Let's go!
Now Elliott. Stiff-armed him. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Here we go!
They'll run it now. Here's Dunbar. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They come up in an offset eye. And they'll send Williams in motion right. On 2nd down, Elliott. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38! Ohio! Here we go! Boston! Flex round!
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Shift together here from the D-line. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Dak Prescott becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Cowboys are in for 6. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. Bailey now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Bortles. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Bortles looking for Hearns, and it's intercepted. Picked off by and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And, Charles, this is one of those inexcusable special teams penalties, an out-of-bounds kickoff.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. Sometimes errors occur because of situations.
Bortles going to give to Yeldon. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
While there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
The short yardage man, it's Coleman. All week in practice, they stress grounding, pounding the football, and they really executed it well there to get the first down.
That usually means getting back to being physical in practice, because when you emphasize pounding the football, it doesn't really come together unless you practice it the same way you're going to play it in the game. That means more bodies, more pads, and a whole lot of popping last week, and they got it done in the game.
And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
T.J. Yeldon's not afraid to drop a shoulder or run through some tackles, is he?
Not at all. I learned it in his high school days in Alabama, then, of course, stayed in state to play at Alabama. He could do that there.
And what I think is best about him, and when he's really on top of his game, when he's a little bit lighter, a little bit quicker, I think he's strong enough, he's compact enough to break those tackles. I think he's at his best at a shiftier weight.
And he'll go down at the 28. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets them a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Bortles now on 1st down. And throw right side complete to Parker. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Yeldon, the lone running back. And he'll get it up the middle. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. So the D-line's going to spread out. They keep it with Yeldon on 1st down. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. That's complete right around the 8. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. C.J. Fedorowicz, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. And that one makes it 14-7. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that what
He
it
would
is?
have it on the ground.
Come on, let's go. Red 38. Red 38.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And this one goes no. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. A second down throw for Prescott. And he rifles one incomplete. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion.
Here we go. 1-0. 1-0. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Ohio.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a 2nd one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
Fielded just inside the 30. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense. 1st down and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Yeldon, the lone running back. They go play action for Yeldon. Now it's Bortles. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. A good pickup there at 22.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is caught inside the 5. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. They come out here in the eye. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Derek Coleman. in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you on over to Orlando, where we'll check in with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up. Past the 30. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
They come out here in the eye. On second down, here's Yeldon. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Bortles going to try and throw on third down. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. 2nd down following the run. They'll come out in the pistol. On 2nd down, here's Bortles. And he's got his man on the out route. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So completion on 2nd down, that brings up 3rd. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know, the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a 1st down.
Bortles looking for his running back, and he's got him. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll toss it to Yeldon. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Yeldon, the lone running back. They go play action here on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Tyrone Crawford in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. He finds Hearns left side. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. And Robinson with a big catch. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Allen Robinson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Now Myers for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. A nice carry there of 15 yards.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes really good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. This one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now, they had the box stacked. That run was going nowhere from the start.
And when you say stacked, you really mean it, don't you? Because when you're talking about a 46 defense, commonly known as the Bear defense, you're covering up the guys inside, and you're allowing other people to get in there close to the line of scrimmage. Usually an 8-man front. That's difficult to block for an offense. On that play, the defense won in a big way. No gain at all.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
They come out here in the eye. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott ties LT with his 31st touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out come the Jags. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
I spy a couple of extra defensive backs on the field for Dallas.
Cowboys in the dime on 3rd. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
10 yards still left on second down.
Let's go, Ohio! 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 Check. Coach in the backfield. Ohio!
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Here's Prescott. Out left side here to Bryant. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They'll come out in the pistol. Williams, the man in motion left. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. The former first-round pick Shane Ray in on the tackle.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Prescott now on second down. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Their big tight end, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. They'll run with Elliott. And he'll get this down only to the 18. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. On 3rd down, Elliott. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So a big one there as that gives them a little cushion.
And you know, here in the 4th quarter, the fact that they were able to bleed some time off the clock and put points on the board, even if it's only 3, that could turn out to be the drive that ultimately wins them the game.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Jaguars getting set to go. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. That one goes for 24 yards. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Bortles to throw. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Devontae Parker was the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield.
To throw is Bortles. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
He was looking to get it to Allen Hurns that time. And now it's second down. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Bortles. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Now Bortles. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
And Myers able to knock it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. They come out here in the eye. They go to Elliott again. And some room to work. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously, was that fourth quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that.